So they basically told you it was like life in jail or start talking.
I mean, not like that. Like the feds are very like people have an image on the feds how they
Yeah.
work is really bullshit.
How does
like,
it really work?
It really works is like
You're in jail, they sit you down?
right. They actually how they got me was they called for a visit and the captain came to see me, a white shirt, and I'm like, visit. I looked at it, I go, visit? She goes, yeah. I says, feds? She's like, I was like, you know what, fuck it. Let me go down there and see what the fuck they got to say, man. Fuck this shit. I went down there. I met them. They said, listen. They never said, like, you're facing life. They never said that. They says, but you are indicted. You know, we're letting you know you will be indicted, you know. And they says, you know, do you want to cooperate? And I agreed. Yeah. That was 2016.
I mean, basically at that point, and also, I mean, you had so many fucking charges. You add those up.
Well, like I said, if you think about it, I'm a predicate felon already. I already did 2 bids. Right. I have multiple arrests. I have a state, they're probably going to give me like 6-7 years. Florida's going to bang me out. They're the worst.
Really?
They give you 5 years for jaywalking. And they are just horrible out there.
How much do you think would just on the up
Florida probably would have gave me like 8 to 10 years, and that's consecutive. And then feds would have nailed me to the wall.
So it was like at least 34. Like,
oh, easy. 35, 40 years, easy.
Oh my God.
Easy. It was over.
So then they also knew that you knew dirt
right,
on you knew stuff.
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot. You know, I worked for, pretty powerful dude.
Right.
And another, Vinny Saro, Ronnie Gialonzo, these guys were big shots, so. But like I said, how the federal cooperation works is not how people think. Like, they think you cooperate. Oh, you go home.
So how does, right.
Right, it's such bullshit.
So what is it, I mean, you talk about a little bit that interaction, but then after you kind of, like, do you have to write something down? I mean, on your end, You're probably scared, like, well, if I'm going to tell you something, I need to be guaranteed I get the fuck out.
Right, you have to know, when you're first meeting them, you think they're fucking you over. I'm like, why would you give somebody like me a deal? I don't know how this works. Why are you going to help me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a bad guy. Like, yeah. I'm admitting to all these bad crimes. You're going to help me? Right. But they never say that they never promise you nothing. They only tell you, listen. They never said to me once, you're going home because you cooperated. They never said that. I pled out to 15 to natural life guidelines. Wow. You plead out to your top charges. You're in limbo the whole time. You never know what the judge is going to give you. So for anyone that thinks that when you cooperate, I'm going home, I was with guys that cooperated and still got a lot of time. You never know what this federal judge is going to do to you. You never know. So when you plea out to your top charges, and you have to wait for your case to be over, and then you go see a federal judge. So you never know what it's going to be. I remember, it's so funny because I pled out to 15 to life, and I just remember like, oh my God, this is crazy. I'm not understanding how it works. So when I got to the Woodsack jail, I ran into a guy named Joey Caves. He was a hitman for the Colombo family, and me and him became good friends. And he was out of New York because there wasn't many New York guys and their mafia guys no more. It was like mob guys were all gone. It's all gang members. So I couldn't relate to nobody. So he told me, I says, Joe, I think they're going to fuck me. I says, I got these big guidelines. He goes, 15 to life, that's nothing. He goes, I killed 6 people. I got 12 years. He goes, relax. He goes, he goes, just relax. He goes, you're going to be all right. Let's see, just see what happens. They don't promise you nothing, but, for you helping them, the judge will take that into consideration, and, you have a good chance of getting, you can get 15 years. You can get 20 years. You never know what you're going to get. But for your cooperation, usually the judge will do the right thing, but it's not guaranteed. There's never a time when my prosecutor said, you're going home. Really? She would never say that, ever.
So they're not like, so they don't tell you like, instead of 30, we'll give you 5.
Never. It's illegal. They can't even do that. They would never even say.
So then how did you, but at what point did you know you were getting out?
I didn't. Until the judge said time served.
Oh, so like...
I'm in limbo the whole time. Even when I'm going in front of the judge.
Wait. So you're in your head, so you did, how many months?
63.
So was it like one day you get at month 63, you walk in there and they're like, all right, you're good?
Well, you go in front of a judge, and then... now remember, the Eastern District don't recommend. So my lawyer recommended time served. The prosecutors just won't oppose it. They'll say, we don't have a problem with that. So it's up to the judge. He could say, he could say, I don't feel he should get time served. I feel he should get 8 years. Or I don't like his crime, or this and that. It could be anything. He could just wake up with the wrong day. I didn't get laid last night. You know what? I'm going to give this guy an extra 3 years. That's how it works with the federal cooperation system. They think like people in the street were saying I was out. I was dying laughing. I'm hearing rumors I'm driving a white Mercedes. I says, oh, really? My twin? I'm in jail, calling you from a jail phone. So people really thought like I cooperated. I'm laying on a beach somewhere. It's like I'm in jail.
So how many days? How much time before you got out did you know you were getting out?
No, that day.
So it's literally that day.
That day.
So they're like, "You're good."
That's it. I was so in shock. It's like you go in there. I said a few things. I talked about myself. I says, I'm sorry for everything I done, the whole 9 yards. And then he says, okay, I'm agree with time served. I was just like,
so he woke up on the right side of the bed.
I was like, all right. He's actually a good judge.
Okay.
So you could get a wrong judge and you could get slayed.
Wow.
So like I says, I'm thinking about. I admitted to all these crimes. Right. I mean, books filled. And it's like,
how many crimes total did you admit to?
It's uncountable. I mean, robberies is uncountable. It really. I used to think of a new one every day when I was sitting with them. So it's like, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot about this one. I forgot about this.
But you wouldn't tell them, like when you're.
You have to admit to all the crimes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would be like, oh, I forgot about this one. You have to tell them everything you've ever done.
But is there part of that incriminates you? Like if you're like, oh wait, I did this one too. Like
no,
there's okay.
No, because you just have to admit to all your crimes.
So you would start thinking of new ones every day.
I would forget. And I'd be like, oh, I'm sorry, I did this one also. And they're like, all right. And then
if you had to estimate how many armed robberies,
honestly, robberies in general, I did over 100 of them. Definitely.
Wow.
Definitely. Yeah. Definitely.
Do you feel
counting burglaries, everything? Definitely over 100.
Yeah. And in terms of like beatings and like killing and shit,
I don't know. No.
Not really.
Yeah. Not a lot. Shootings, I had a couple. Beatings, I had a couple. I had a bunch, but not like other guys,